Hey everybody, my next guest is a renowned musician and songwriter known for his unique sound and amazing songwriting skills. Being diagnosed with cerebral palsy at the age of 4 has given him a unique perspective on leadership, success, creativity, and self-worth. Here he is to tell us all about it, the one and only Chris Hendrix. Chris, how you been, buddy?
I'm doing good, Dawn. I'm better now that you're here.
Yeah, dude, you rock, man. We go way back, man. It's got to be. When did we first meet, man? It feels like maybe 15, 16 years ago, maybe more.
Yeah. I want to say 2010.
Yeah, dude,
Um, so
2010, bro.
yeah. That'd
Like
be about
16,
15.
yeah, 15, 16 years
15.
going on. And I remember, man, the first time I heard your stuff, I got your disc from somebody it was when I worked with the Carolina Hurricanes. Somebody gave me your music, and I was like, this is awesome, man. Yes, let's definitely start playing this stuff in the stadium, and the rest is history, man. I'm happy to say that I've watched you many times live on the live stage, and just your music and everything is just it's just been pretty epic, man. And what you brought to the Hurricanes back in the day was awesome as well, man.
Yeah, man, they miss it. They
Yeah,
miss it.
dude.
They miss it. I was just talking to so first of all, I really appreciate that. And thanks for sticking your neck out for me with Doug Wharf and the rest of them, man. I really appreciate you
Yeah, of course, man.
doing that because it's funny. We were just talking to one of my dear friends who's also a really big supporter was just telling me, and it's aging me a bit, but he said that his son, who is now he's a Marine and he's married and he's out of the house now, but he um, first heard him and his dad like bonded over noise being played in the stadium back when he was 6.
Wow,
And they still talk about the song to this day. So I mean, it's just a testament to the power of music, man.
dude, and that song has inspired a lot of people, and it definitely was one of those types of songs. And I'll play a little bit of the video that we did with the Hurricanes because we ended up making it like an open video. And it was when the board. I love that board. They updated the video board. I like
Oh,
my era when I was there. I
yeah,
love that
yeah.
video board. What we could do with it, and we created the video based off that song. And every time I hear that song, and I get the goosebumps because it's so powerful, man. And I think it inspired so many people and definitely juiced up the crowd before the games. It was just such a perfect written song.
I do it for emotion. I do it for the hope. I do it for the passion and the pain and the love. I do it for the art. I do it from the heart that drives me home.
To tell me what went into that when you were inspired to write that. Well, it was back in the day, man.
So actually, that's kind of a funny story. Um, so I when I was working on the first album, I'm trying to figure out like a respectful way to to say this. Let's just say I was in between houses at the time.
Right.
Um, and I was kind of staying with my manager at the time, and he came to me on one like random day, and he was like, "Look, Chris, like I love you and I support you, and I know that this music is gonna take us somewhere, but I need to be honest with you." And I was like, "What?" And he goes, "The music that you have now is like it's really depressing." And I was like, "What are you talking about?" And he goes, "Dude, it like takes me to like a really dark place." I'm like, I'm thinking like really dark stuff when you sing. Could you please just like do write anything happy, anything?
Right.
And I was like, okay. And so my manager, the way he'll tell you the story, but like, he got in the shower and then he got out of the shower and I said, "Do you want to hear what I have?" And he was like, what are you talking about?" And I said, you told me you wanted a happy song. Do you want to hear it?" And he goes, "You did not just write a song." in these.
At the time you took a shower.
I was in the shower for like 3 minutes. And I was like, no, man, it just like kind of like it hit me. It sort of came to me all at once.
Wow.
And he said, prove it. And I played him what I had. And then a couple nights later, I had my first show ever, like ever, at a place called Amazing Tone Music, which eventually became Falls River Music,
Okay.
in Raleigh.
Right.
But my big debut performance was at this Amazing Tone spot, and Noise was like the finale song, and I played it, and my manager got all choked up and teary-eyed, and he had to like step out of the way he'll tell you the story is that he had to walk outside, and he said that's when he knew that our journey together was worth it.
Wow.
And then of course, you know, a year or so later, he had the cojones to go to the Canes offices and sort of like sneak in there. The door, as he tells the story again, because again, he did this for me as a surprise.
Right.
So he went to the Canes offices, and it was Doug Worf's office, which is normally locked.
Right.
And he happened to be there when someone, I actually don't think it was Doug. Doug was having a meeting with somebody else,
Right.
and they were leaving, and they opened the door, and Aaron ran in and threw my album on Doug Worf's desk. And before Doug could say anything, Aaron said, there's two songs I think would be perfect for you guys. One is Noise. The other is Anthem. You don't like it, throw it out. And he left. And that night he got a call from Doug. And he was like, I think you're right. I think the song has something. And here, you know, there we were.
Right. Yeah, man. And then it came up to me, and I remember hearing it and being like, wow, because I love both of those songs right out of the gates, like for first listen. And yeah, and then we started playing it in the stadium and stuff like that, and started catching on. And then you know, we got to know you, and we loved you guys, you and Aaron and the whole group there, and we were like, you know what, you know, let's make a video. And so we got you, you know, we made that video, Do It For The Noise, and then it blew up.
Oh, as if you people thought I had a choice, I'd do it for the noise.
And that song, man,
Yeah.
means a lot to a lot of people, dude. It touched a lot of people.
It's funny that you say that, because like you never really know, you know, as an artist, you can't, as much as you want to believe in that something is going to work out. It's such a crapshoot, especially now with how quickly music is pumped into the universe. And I am so struck. I am still struck. Now 15 years later, I keep coming across kids and adults of all ages that are like, you know, that song got me out of bed in the morning. That song got me through exams. That song saved my life in medical school. Like, I've heard the craziest stories attached to this song, and I just never saw that song particularly as being very prophetic. I mean, honestly, I was just it was that song for me was my swan song, sort of. It was basically my, like, I'm gonna force you to believe in me whether you like it or not song.
Right.
Like I am gonna do this. I'm gonna plow through this jungle of a music industry, whether anybody wants me to be there. You know, come what may. You know, regardless of what happens. And I just had no idea that it was gonna reach as far as it did.
My last song for you, but I can't really do this properly unless you sing it with me. So I'm hoping you'll do that for me. It's called noise. I'm sure you know it very, very well, Slim. From what I hear, you've been playing somebody's CD over and over again in your car.
And it's crazy too how it's the song you wrote the time, you know, your manager's in the shower. That, you know, here you are, so you're the songwriter, you're writing all these deep, you know, insightful songs that are, you know, that are cathartic to you and mean something to you. You know, all this time into all these other great songs, but it's the one that you wrote while the guy was in the shower that becomes, you know, at that point in time, your biggest hit. It's weird how that works, how life could work like that. It's the ones you least expect sometimes, or when you least expect it to happen, is the
Absolutely.
one that touches everybody, you know?
Absolutely. Absolutely. And, you know, thank goodness, because it was just like, let's be real. Yeah, there's talent involved, but it's also luck. I was super fortunate to be who I was and where I was and with who I was at the time, for all of it to fit into place. And you know, thanks to those dominoes, I'm still doing music here 15 years later.
Hey everybody, this episode is brought to you by Trendsjackers. Trendsjackers is where you can get streetwear for the bold.
America's turning 250, and it's time to rock out with our forefathers. American-made, battle-ready style for true patriots. Whether you're marching in the parade, grilling in the backyard, or raising a toast to liberty, do it in the gear that screams freedom. Celebrate 250 years of USA in style. Wear your American pride loud. Trendjackers.etsy.com. Grab yours before the fireworks.
Go to trendsjackers.etsy.com. That's TRENDZJACKERS.etsy.com. Go to the store, get your gear today. We're fortunate enough to see you play a lot of times, like at the Poorhouse. I've seen you play at all kinds of clubs all around Raleigh and the Triangle area there. I remember one time we were doing an open mic with my son, and you guys showed up and killed it, man. You went up there and just blew the house away. It was pretty epic to see that skill set, man.
Man, that means a lot. And, you know, I recognize that music has its phases and there is such thing as a prime time.
Right.
Right. You know, I don't know what era I'm in, but, you know, regardless of what happens in the present or in the future, those past moments are what keep me together, brother.
Right on, man. Same here. But you know, like, I see what you're doing now too. Like you're on Instagram, you're doing the mashups with like the Eminem thing and stuff like that.
I'm sorry, mama. I never meant to hurt you. Have you ever been hated or discriminated against? I have. I've been protested and demonstrated against. Pick the times for my crippled times. Look at the time. Sick is the mind of the cripple kid. It's falling beyond all this commotion. Emotions run deep as oceans explode. Tempers flaring from parents. Just blow them off and keep going. Not taking nothing from no one. Give them how long as I'm breathing. Kicking ass in the morning and taking names in the evening. Leaving with the taste of sour as vinegar in their mouth. See, they can trigger me, but they never figure me out. Look at me now. I bet you probably sick of me now. Ain't you, mom? I'ma make you look so ridiculous now.
You know, you're a young guy, so you still got lots of meat left on the bone to make an impact on a new generation here. So, and I think now that you're getting into TikTok and Instagram and all that stuff, you could probably, you know, because music's timeless, man.
Yeah.
And that song, it hit big in the Triangle, but I still think there's room for that thing to take off and get a second win too. And you know, and then there's a lot of the other music you're working on, you know.
Yeah. We got some really, really cool stuff cooking. I'm really, really fortunate, honestly. You know, I didn't necessarily run away from social media, but it was just a beast that I just did not understand. And it was very intimidating for a very long time. And I just kind of hid under a rock, you know, because I didn't know what to do with it. And it took a lot of soul searching to finally accept that this was a part of, you know, if you wanted to continue to do music, that this needed to be part of your reality. And I'm not a tech guy. Okay. Like you and I are opposites in that way. Like if I'm the guy who goes in and presses the button in order to intentionally sabotage things. Like I'm the guy they send in to break stuff, not fix it. Right.
Right.
But people are so hungry nowadays for authenticity, and I have so much to say now that time has passed and I have a family and I'm a father. I have the greatest 7-year-old on earth.
That's awesome, man.
She's the greatest tornado I could have ever asked for, is what I say.
That's great.
And thanks to all of that sort of culminating in my discovery of things like Instagram and TikTok, we've been able to build this really beautiful family. And I mean beautiful, like I got my family, but now I got my TikTok family.
Right.
And I play shows on TikTok every single night. And they get bigger and bigger every time. And I never thought that I would bring in an income from TikTok, man. TikTok's paying me money.
Nice.
Like it's just it's not like a full-time, like that aspect of my music isn't full-time or anything, but it's just so cool to take something that you didn't think was going to go anywhere, and then all of a sudden you have the power of community in your pocket.
Yeah.
And the way that you build that is just continuing to focus on the service that you provide. I mean, nowadays I don't just make music, I create a safe space for people. People come in and they make requests, they listen to music, I play originals, I play covers, but really it's a place where people can be completely themselves. People come in and they tell me the good, the bad, and the ugly. If they got something rough that they're going through, a lot of times people have the courage to share it, and my crew will jump on them and support them and follow them and say, what do you need? Like all of a sudden they'll all help each other. If they're celebrating something, they'll share it, and then my whole crew will take that and push it out for them and tell the world. Like I have such a supportive, cultivated such a supportive environment in the last 2 or 3 months. And so now, because we've been able to build up that little family, I'm releasing new material again.
Right.
I have a new single coming out next week. I'm releasing my first full-length album ever.
Wow.
In the next couple months coming out. 10 songs, 10 original songs, being produced in Los Angeles and Nashville by some of the best of the best. I'm really fortunate to have cultivated those relationships, and so I'm really, really excited. And my family is super supportive, and my social media community is super supportive. So I consider myself really, really fortunate. The core of me and the message that I want to share is that, to me, vulnerability and resilience are absolutely everything. Mm-hmm. And when you put those two things together, you truly become unstoppable because your mission begins to write itself.
It's amazing how you took, something that like social media that intimidated you in the beginning, and now you utilized it to kind of give you a whole new perspective on yourself, and influenced you, inspired you to, ultimately have a new album coming out, your first full length, which is crazy, and that's awesome. And then also you're creating a fan base of people that might not have ever had the opportunity to see you had it not been for Instagram and stuff like that. So you're kind of opening up all these doors, which is pretty amazing, man.
All over the world too, man. I got peeps from Ireland, the UK, Australia, Canada, people all over the United States. And it's just it's more and more people every night, man. It's crazy. It's crazy to watch.
It's like crazy. When they say build it, they will come.
Absolutely, 100%. That's actually it. That is it. Honestly, I would only switch it to be authentic and they will come.
So many relationships in this life, but only one or two will last. Go through all the pain and strife, turn your back and it's gone so fast. Ooh yeah, they're gone too fast. Yeah. Hang on to the ones who really care, 'cause in the end they'll be the only ones there. And when you start losing our head. Tell me who will still care. Tell me who will still care. Yeah, care. Do it up, do it up, deep down, oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm telling you, man, you're very inspiring, and you know, I was watching a lot of your stuff, and you're talking about how you kind of turned your affliction is your superpower, and you're taking negatives and turning it into positives, and I think that's a huge way to look at life, and you know, was that a difficult, you know? How do you get to that positive mindset if you're in a dark place? Like, how do you, if you're talking to somebody who's like very depressed about life, how do you?
Well, here's what I would say to that. So it's different for different people, different journeys for different people. But what I would say is it's got to go beyond platitudes. It can't just be a platitude for you. Like positivity, like you have to work really, really hard to cultivate positivity into something that goes beyond the shallow surface level stuff. That's why when you sit across from somebody and somebody says, "Oh, you know, just have a positive mindset," or like you'll get through it, or like it's going to be okay. That doesn't do anything for
Right.
anyone in the moment who is truly in a dark space. When I tell people that I am genuinely, genuinely grateful to have been diagnosed with not just cerebral palsy, but the particular brand of cerebral palsy that I have in order to, you know, be a bridge between, you know, what I would consider the able-bodied community and my fellow individual, my brothers and sisters with a disability. That's not a platitude for me. That's truth. That's a fact.
Right.
I'm not trying to convince myself. I'm not trying to convince myself of something or trying to make it easier on myself by pumping myself full of positivity. This is truth backed up by facts. Like, so for instance, it is truly a positive thing that I was diagnosed with cerebral palsy because people who have to wear their scars on the outside stand out wherever they go, period, hands down, whether you like it or not. That doesn't always necessarily have to be a positive thing, but it's a fact that in certain environments, that is absolutely a positive. Put me in a networking event. I will get to network with every single person at that networking event.
Right.
And people
Yeah.
will want to have a conversation with me because I always have a story to tell. I'll always have something to say that isn't, "Hey, I'm selling something."
Right.
Because at the end of the day, I'm not really selling anything other than myself.
Right.
And all I want to do is be the absolute best version of myself that I can be. So if somebody doesn't want me, so be it.
Right. Yeah. No, I think that's definitely, yeah. I see what you're saying. Like the positive, it has to be like genuine. You can't just fake being positive. But do you think
Yes, we
like in the
can.
beginning, let's just say you're in a negative place and you're trying to get out of it, and you fake it till you make it, so to speak. Till you fake it till it becomes real.
I think that there can be value in fake it till you make it, but I think in order to succeed in the whole fake it till you make it realm, it takes a lot of grit and it takes a lot of energy to cultivate that positivity from a fake it till you make it mindset. And you can make it a lot easier on your mind and a lot easier on your heart if you root that positivity again in truth and in fact.
Right.
So let's take so my song Affliction, for example.
Right.
Okay.
Great song.
Thank you.
Very deep song.
Thank you. Didn't want anybody to hear it, right? Because it's, let's be real, at least the first two verses of the song, super, super sad,
Right.
super vulnerable. Didn't think anybody wanted to hear that song about the fact that I had a condition and I didn't know how to deal with it. And then I got dumped and I didn't know how to deal with heartbreak. I was like, no one wants to hear that sadness. Okay, turned out everybody wanted to hear that sadness because
Right.
everybody's going through something. Let's say you are in a really, really dark space around, you know, addiction. And you're trying to because when you're talking about addiction, you're talking about filling a hole in
Right.
you somewhere. Something's missing and you're filling it with that thing. Okay, well, I can't speak to I can't speak to someone else's um demons or struggles because I haven't been there. But what I can say based on my experience and my relationships is that someone who is struggling with something can always relate to someone who is struggling with that something. So if
Right.
you happen to be someone who's struggling with addiction, whether you like it or not, if you have the courage to be vulnerable with that addiction, that can have tremendous positive effects because you have a once upon a time inside of you that people are hungry to hear. Because at the end of the day, they want to know that they're not alone. And
Right.
so the addiction in and of itself, that's not, you might not be able to see that as a positive thing. I get that. That hardship is true. Accept that hardship. But it's also true that you can take that hardship and use it as a beacon, not only for your sake, but for the sake of others. And that's extraordinary to be able to sit across from someone and say, I have the same hunger that you do. And I know that this is hard, but we're both still here. I'm here and you're here, and we got this together. And that's why you can see in real time things like Al Anon, AA meetings work.
Right. Yeah.
Why do they work? Because they follow a program and they do it together and they have things like sponsorship. And what's a key aspect of a sponsor is a sponsor has been through the shadows,
Yep.
right? You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah.
These aren't platitudes. These are truths that you can
Right.
root yourself in. It's just going to make it so much easier on yourself, even when you're in a dark space, even if the only truth that you can latch onto is, I'm not the only one going through this.
Yeah. That's why, like you said, that when you go to meetings and you talk to other people or you listen to music where people are talking about having breakthroughs or getting through it, you can relate to that. And that's a great starting point because I think it all comes down to accepting of yourself, like of your flaws, of
Absolutely.
the cards you were dealt in life, and saying, you know what, I'm gonna embrace these. Like, I'm gonna let me see how I could leverage these things, these flaws or negatives or whatever, and turn them into positive things. I
Yeah.
think once you could do that, then
Look at, yes.
yeah,
You look at them for what they are, and then you look at them for what they could be.
right, yeah.
Yeah.
When did you have that breakthrough?
I owe that to my mom.
Yeah,
I owe that to my mom. And again, easy for me to say, right? I'm really, really fortunate to have had a mom that, well, and really both my parents, my mom and my dad. But I remember a very pivotal moment, and I've shared this on other podcasts before, but I stand by it. My mom, uh, single mother, um, especially in the early days, uh, when I was 7, she saved up a bunch of money and pulled me out of school and took me to Disney World, you know.
wow, yeah,
Um, And Disney does things differently now. I actually just got back from there. I just took my 7-year-old daughter. Um, and it's a different world over there. But at the time, you if you were fortunate, and this is a truth that I leaned into, if you were fortunate enough to have a disability diagnosis, we got there, and I'm in a wheelchair, and again, really big place, a lot of people.
Yeah.
Felt really intimidating. My mom goes in front of me and gets down on one knee and asks me to look around, and I'm just looking, I'm looking, I'm looking. And she asked me to look around 3 times, and in each time she asked, she would say, "What do you see? What do you see? What do you see?" And it took me a while, but eventually I figured out what she wanted me to look at was all the people standing in lines,
Right.
right? And then she said, "Well, guess what? Because you have cerebral palsy, no lines for you. You don't have to wait in lines. These people are going to go to this park and they're going to get to ride maybe 4 rides today, and they're going to have to go home because they got to stand in line for like an hour. We get to ride the rides as many times as we want. We get to pick where we want to sit. And guess what? We might not have many friends now, but if you pick a kid out of the line and you say, 'Come be my friend so you can ride at the front of the line with me,' you're going to make friends faster than anybody else in your class." And she was 100% right. And that was the moment that shifted my mindset. I went from being a burden to a bridge.
Right. Yeah.
I could use my condition, as I call it now, to facilitate relationships and facilitate connection. And again, just be a safe space for people. And again, somebody's going to hear this and go, "Well, easy for you to say with your particular brand of cerebral palsy or your particular disability." I would, here comes the controversial statement. Here comes the controversy. In my opinion, in my experience, this applies to almost, if not all, brand of disability, whether you can see it or not. Because I am a big believer in energy. So whether you have to wear your scars on the outside, like me,
Right.
cerebral palsy, or maybe you have a diagnosis like autism,
Right.
or maybe you have an intellectual and developmental disability where you can only communicate with your eyes and you're nonverbal. Okay. Everything that I just said applies to you, whether you like it or not. People who can only communicate with their eyes still communicate. They communicate with their presence. They still move others just from their existence. So don't sit there and tell me, "Easy for you to say because of your situation and your disability." I don't want to hear it. You have the wrong perspective. Wake up.
Truth.
Find a different camera to look through. Find a new lens. This is the space that you're in. So let's cultivate something real, something authentic, and something impactful in that space. People with disabilities spend so much time talking about the mountains that we have to climb. And I get it. This is not rose-colored glasses that we're talking about here, but they are rose-tinted. Okay? I recognize that we all have barriers that we need to overcome. And again, yeah, easy for me to say. I don't represent every disability out there. I don't represent every issue. I had wonderful parents that had their struggles, but they were wonderful parents.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
I had a home. We didn't starve, all of these things that I'm extraordinarily grateful for. But whatever your once upon a time is, it's a tool. And you can absolutely use it to your advantage in order to be of service to the world, whether you like it or not. That can be a reality for you. Period.
That's well said, man. And that is definitely, to me, it's very inspiring on many many levels, man. And I think it applies to all of us, because and I think it's great that you are saying that and telling people that and kind of preaching that. And again, I love what you're doing, like on TikTok and Instagram, and kind of getting the word out on stuff like that, because I think it's important to have positive mindset on your life, and and the cards you were dealt, and to play your best hands, and enjoy life, and be positive, man, because it's too short to dwell on it, or self pity or any of that kind of thing. I think more people should kind of follow the lead that you're talking about, and I'm hoping that people start to gravitate more towards your what you're doing over there, man.
Hey, look, the world's on fire anyway. We might as well go find some water,
That's true indeed, man. Yeah, man. So with the new album, man, is there any are you taking these messages into the new music?
It's funny that you say that, because for whenever someone says like, well, how do you write every day now? And which, by the way, I do. I used to write a song a day, but now I'm so busy with everything I have going on, I write at least a line a day. I at least write a line for a song a day, every single day.
Wow.
But people were like, dude, how do you write a song a day? And I said, oh, it's easy, man. Just go through a midlife crisis.
Yeah, the material just all is there.
It just like it really it pours out of you. So I turned 40 this year.
God bless, man.
And I made it my mission. It's funny that you say you bring this up, because he doesn't know it, but it's sort of Jelly Roll's fault, actually.
Oh, wow.
The artist Jelly Roll?
Yeah, Jelly Roll rocks. Yeah.
Yeah. So, my guitarist Matt Breckbeal, who is an amazing guitarist, an amazing guitar teacher and business owner. He runs Bella Music in Wake Forest, and now they just opened up another location in Rollsville. He's amazing guy. But he's sort of like my first my first music mentor. Like I'll send it to him before I send it to my producer Mark McKee, who's also brilliant. And anyway, Matt sends me. I got a lot of M's in my life. Matt sends me a TikTok where Jelly Roll said that he had written 170 songs in 1 year.
Damn.
And I just said, well, I have to beat him.
Beat 170?
Yeah. So I just started word vomiting as much material as I could. And it's funny, man, like there's something to be said about volume, because we started to find these gems. These I won't call them hits because they're not out there yet, but that just really struck me, and they struck my my music mentors in a really impactful way. And again, I said earlier, I really believe in energy, right? Well, I started writing all this material, and all of a sudden, Mark, who is now my producer again, he like reached out by coincidence and was like, hey man, are you working on anything these days? And I was like, yeah, I write a song a day. And he was like, what do you mean you write a song a day? And I was like, yeah, I have like a ton of stuff. And I just started sending him music. And then he reached out and was like, I want to work with you. And then he was like, well, I know this guy named Hold who's got this TikTok thing figured out. And it's just like, when you put your energy and your creativity into something that you believe in, and I mean, you really put your energy behind it, because like most songwriters are like, well, I'm going to wait to be inspired. Okay, well, if you don't,
Right.
let's skip all that BS and sort of force the fire hose to open up. the world, the universe, God, whatever you want to call it, um, is uh is gonna respond. Um, and now here we are with all this material, first full-length album in the works, my first meetings with, genuine investors who really want to see uh, this thing take off, whether it's been, relationships cultivated from personal time or even relationships with people I met on the internet, which I did not see coming.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
And holy cow, I mean, this seems to be like the phrase of this interview, but like, here we are,
Right. Exactly,
you
man.
know? So yeah, man, just have a midlife crisis.
Yeah, I've been going through a midlife crisis the last 15 years. I was kidding. Look at this
Dude,
white beard, man. Last time you saw me, I had a beard like yours, nice and dark, maybe a little bit of gray, but now look at me.
salt and pepper.
Yeah, man. But you're
Uh,
looking good for 40, my friend. You're doing.
Man, you're looking good, man. You're just in time for Christmas.
Yeah, I know. I got just need a Santa hat. I'm all set to
Yeah,
go,
yeah,
dude.
yeah.
I'll actually be back in the Raleigh area in a couple of weeks, coming like mid-January to do
Okay, so
Christmas.
we're gonna hang out, right?
Yeah, man. I gotta definitely touch base with you when I get in town, man. We gotta hang out for sure, bro.
I'm ready.
Yeah, man. It's been too long, bro. We'll get my son. We'll get Donnie. We'll go jam out and have a blast, dude.
Dude, I'm ready.
Maybe go catch a Hurricanes game. And I haven't been to a Hurricanes game since I left, and that was in 2015. I haven't been inside that building since.
Oh, bro, yeah, we gotta fix that.
Yeah, man. I just haven't been there, and then I just haven't. Yeah, like I moved away. 2015, I went to Atlanta, and then I came back to New York, and I've been back in New York ever since. But all the kids, stayed there because they love it in North Carolina, and so do I. But so hopefully I get back there soon. But
Cool, cool, cool.
um, but yeah, man, I remember when we had you do the anthem. That was a freaking amazing day, amazing rendition of the national anthem, dude.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise and join the players, coaches, and staff of the New York Caps as hometown recording artist Chris Hendrix honors the United States of America with the singing of our national anthem.
I I still have God, that was so cool.
Yeah, man.
That was like it's so funny, man. I feel bad. I was so nervous. I don't know if you remember the video or if you got any video of it, but I was so nervous I forgot to take my hat off. And
I never thought about that until you just mentioned it. Like it never
yeah,
occurred to me. I
yeah.
remember the visual of that. There's a great still image of you singing it, and I do. You are. I never even put that together till right
I
now.
know,
That's
and
crazy.
I'm wearing my hat, and I must have pissed off so many people by accident. And I just want to say to the people that go back and watch that video and see that still, I'm sorry. Like I was just a nervous wreck. It wasn't meant to be like disrespectful or anything. It's 2025, so everybody gets offended at everything now.
Yeah, I know.
Um,
Right?
and but I just want to say I was just a nervous kid, and there were just so many people in that audience, and I was like, oh my God, please don't screw this up. And I felt so good about the rendition.
Yeah, it was
And
great.
it was actually Aaron's dad um called him afterwards and goes, "Man, Chris freaking killed it. But he wore his hat." And I will just I'll never that lived with me. That little thing lived with me for like a decade afterwards. I'm like, man, everyone's gonna go back and look at that. I had people like my family are a bunch of Jersey Devils fans, and they're huge hockey buffs.
Right.
And so they had the whole like whatever the NHL network is.
Right.
They
Yeah.
all like went on like they tried to they like found the game to watch it so they could see if they would see me do the national anthem. And all I could think about was, man, my family, my friends are all gonna give me crap be- because I didn't remember to take off my hat.
Well, you know what we could do? We could go now back into it with AI, and we could remove the hat.
That's
And
that's
we could rewrite history, man. We'll think.
that's true. That's true. It's terrifyingly beautiful.
Hometown recording artist Chris Hendrix honors the United States of America with a single of our airship.
Yeah, exactly. But it's funny you say that, and that you've carried that with you about, the hat and all that stuff, because I never even I never even put that together until you just mentioned it. And it's been how many years? And I love that moment. That was one of the great moments, man. And I remember talking to Soto and all the crew and staff, that everybody we ever talked about it, no one's ever mentioned the hat. So,
No one ever mentioned the hat except for me. It was a gremlin inside my head.
but I know that's like, though, to have like a thing like that, and you're like, every time you think about it, you're like, man, like the hat. But but no, that was a great moment, dude. And but we got to get you. I still know some people over there, and and we got to get you up to do it again, man.
Yeah. I mean, we've and this is genuinely no shade at the Hurricanes, man. Y'all are family like forever.
Yeah.
But did you know that there was like actually a petition to get Noise when they pulled Noise and started playing? I don't know what the next song was. I can't remember what it was. But there was a petition online that was like bring back Noise. Do you remember that?
No, yeah, that's awesome though, man.
Yeah.
I love that.
There was a whole thing that's like, what happened to Chris? And I thought that was like the most beautiful thing in the world, was there was all these people I didn't know. Again, you never know. You never know.
You don't know, like when you got like a fan base, especially it was like it became an anthem amongst the Hurricane fan base too, and it was just cool. So when you take the song away and people, and like we said earlier, it influences and inspires a lot of people, but it also becomes part of the the culture of the team, and you became synonymous with the team sound. And then I guess after I left, they stopped playing a lot of the local stuff, man.
Dude, I think that did more than even you recognize. Like, so for instance, did you know, like, I was doing keynote speeches before that song came out, but did you know that when that song came out, it gave me a keynote speaking career? Do you know that story?
No, I didn't know that. That's awesome.
Yeah. So when you guys started playing that song on the Jumbotron, I keep saying my manager, Aaron, Aaron.
Yeah, man. How's Aaron doing? He's doing good?
Oh yeah, he is killing it. He's actually running a he is the head of a faith-based podcast or a gospel show on this gospel network in Memphis, and he is crushing it. Absolutely
nice, man.
crushing it.
Shout out to Aaron.
If I'm wrong, Aaron, yell at me. I'm sorry. Like it's something along those lines, but I'm really, really happy for him. And he's got a bunch of kids, and he's being a great dad, and just like just has a beautiful family
awesome.
with his wife Jamie, and I'm really, really happy for him. Just doing wonderful things.
That's great to hear that, man.
But one night when that song played, this I want to say 13-year-old kid got really excited about the song, and his mom was the vice president of the North American division of Sanofi Pharmaceuticals.
Wow.
And she called the number on the back of the CD, which was Aaron's.
Right.
And was like, hey, does this guy do any keynote speeches? And without asking me, and I'm glad that Aaron just went with it, but without asking me, Aaron was like, yeah, of course he does.
That's great.
And all of a sudden we got flown to all of their management meetings, and now it's like a part of my ethos. This is something that I do. I give keynote performances for companies, for whoever will have me.
Wow.
And I've done keynote talks in all around the U.S. and Canada, and I gave a keynote talk in Bulgaria.
Wow, man.
Yeah. All because of that that moment, that you all gave me. So, um,
Dude,
just I have so much gratitude for y'all.
I'm just happy to have a part of your story, because I think everything that you do is awesome, and I've always been a big fan of yours from the second I heard that CD all those years ago till now, man. And I'm always rooting for your success, and I wish all the best to you and the fam and all that stuff, and just I'm just glad to see that you're kicking ass out there, man. You're moving forward, and you're still inspiring people, and I think that's the best testament you could ever have in life, is to be somebody who influences, inspires others to be better.
All I can say is I'm still here, and I'm not for everybody, but I'm open to any and all experiences, and I'm for anyone and everyone who's willing to step in. I mean, my TikTok family, this is not, I didn't come up with this. This was my TikTok fam. We call our little space the Oasis.
Oh, I love that, man.
Right. And again, that came from them.
Right, yeah.
Because they decided, they were like, this is a place where we feel really safe. And so I think we should call ourselves the Oasis. And I was like, you guys go ahead, great, go nuts.
That's cool.
And here we are. So that's what I want to. That's what I would like to be that for people, and hopefully my music and my words can cultivate an environment where people are allowed to completely be themselves. And my mission, just so everybody knows, just so your listeners know, my mission is to make 1 million people see a better version of themselves after they meet me. That's all I want. I want 1 million people to be able to look in the mirror and see a better version of themselves as a result of connecting with me, whether it's my music or my speaking or whatever.
That's awesome. I love that goal. I think that's cool, and yeah, I mean, I would think that pretty much anybody's ever encountered you could say that, or listen to your music, or watch your Instagram stuff, or met you in person. I think they could all say that.
Thank you, brother.
Yeah, man. And yeah, man, and I think that's huge. And do you have a title for this album yet?
We don't yet, but we're coming really close. And here's the thing, again, midlife crisis, right? So I wrote all of these songs at our kitchen table, and so one of the working titles is "Sitting at the Kitchen Table in the Dark."
Ah, yeah, I like that.
Or "At the Kitchen Table in the Dark," right?
Yeah.
That's one of the working titles. And we've got 6 or 7 work tapes / demos out of 10 done. And again, we're raising funds through, investors and donations and all that fun stuff. And sort of letting the community come to us, which is another reason I'm super grateful to be able to make content with you, because of course my social media guy, his name is Tony.
Right, yeah.
We're gonna chop this up and post it everywhere, and
have at it,
and share the heck out of it, and just like build the community one soul at a time. And what can I say? It's going well, brick by brick.
That's awesome, man. And we also got to get you involved in the Comic Sans. I know you said you watched the film or the trailer for the Comic Sans. I got to send you the first episode. It's like 30-minute long.
Dude, please.
Yeah, man. I would love to get you involved in it.
Please, I'm ready. I do. I write. We can talk. I don't want to take up your podcast about this, but scripts is and writing and good writing and film is my other thing. I'm obsessed.
Oh, nice, man. Stuff. So you're working out some scripts and things?
Oh yeah.
Oh wow.
I have a ton.
Dude, we can help you get those off the ground, man. That'd be awesome.
Yeah. Whatever. Yeah, we can talk about that.
That's huge. Yeah, I definitely want to get you involved in this thing. Get you as a character on camera. Maybe if you want to, you know, add a song into the mix for the soundtrack or something like that. That'd be awesome. But whatever we could do with you would be huge, because I would just love to have you on as a character in the film too. That'd be awesome.
I'm so we'll talk offline about some of the stuff that Tony and I are working on, and I think you'll love it.
Awesome.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sounds good, brother. Well, man, this has been great, dude. It's been so good catching up with you, man. It's been a minute, and I'm looking forward to coming out there and seeing you in a couple weeks, man.
I can't say enough about you. I so appreciate you. I've been stalking you ever since you left and went to Atlanta, whether you know it or not. My one shameless promotion to your crew is, if you're crazy enough to be on TikTok like me, I play a live show every single night at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's free unless you want to tip, which you can. You don't have to. We just want to build the family one beautiful soul at a time. So come see me, and I'm accessible. Accessibility and vulnerability. That's Chris Hendrix in 2 words. So
love it, man. Love it. You're the best, brother, man. And everyone go check you out. So yeah, you could be, TikTok is what, at Chris Hendrix?
So I'm glad you asked. So on all platforms, it's nice and easy at I am Chris Hendrix.
I am Chris
on
Hendrix.
All, like, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, all of them, at I am Chris Hendrix.
Perfect. Everybody check out Chris Hendrix. Check out his music. I'm going to be putting a bunch of little bits throughout the course of the interview, like little, like some of the stuff we talked about, some of the music you got going on, stuff like that will all be kind of throughout this thing. So, but check him out. I am Chris Hendrix. This guy rocks, everybody. And yes, Chris Hendrix, everybody. Thank you so much, man.
Peace.